Hi, today we're going to discuss the question, what is the method that you're going to use to gather requirements, or what is your process of gathering requirements. Now this is something that is extremely subjective. There is no one correct answer for this question like every other business analysis related question. But this is what I try to achieve as part of my strategy. I definitely try to standardize the structure of the answer, where I try to keep it as simple and as detailed as possible, because this is an extremely open-ended question that could go into minutes worth of answers. But you have to be very careful here. You have to judge what exactly is the customer looking for. If the interviewer is trying to gauge your ability to articulate in a concise manner, you need to keep it short and crisp. Whereas if he has displayed the urge to go into much more detail by asking secondary questions in prior questions, it is mandatory that you go ahead and provide him all the details that are necessary from his perspective. Having said that, now what is the normal requirement gathering process? As you might have already done either work or any sort of training that you might have achieved, any sort of requirement gathering does not directly begin with, let's say, a chat session or an interview situation. There is work involved before that. A lot of folks forget about that. A lot of interviewers expect you to provide about the activities that are going to be conducted before the actual chat session is conducted. So what are we trying to achieve over here? The usual process that I follow is going to always require you to do an as-is analysis. Look at the application from that perspective. Now, an as-is analysis can be done for multiple things, like either your project is completely fresh, you are trying to computerize a manual process, or you already have a system that is being upgraded or being introduced into a new technology. In either cases, there would either be documents that are available to you, or you may have folks or personnel that are responsible to provide essential information to you so that you could do your job well. At all points of time, you would initially target the documents, because you don't want to waste the time of folks that are already working on the project with key responsibilities. So my answer would begin like this: by creating as-is analysis, utilizing the current static sources of information like the artifacts that are already existing from the past project, or actually going through the application if one exists and making sure that things can be learned without disturbing others, is how I would create the as-is analysis. Once the as-is analysis is done, I would have enough info about the current situation so that I could look and try to extrapolate it to the to-be analysis. Reach a level where I have a list of questions that I would like to be answered during the chat session. You cannot go into a chat session or an interview without having a clear source of direction where you would like that particular information to go. This as-is and to-be analysis helps you with that. You get these questions, you arrange the chat session, you enter the chat session with the aim to get an answer to all these questions. But a chat session is not like an in-person interview where you're going to go one by one, go through all the list of questions. Rather, it is going to be a situation where you use the questions as a discussion opener. Once the discussion begins, a lot of these questions are going to be answered by themselves. You just have to keep a track of what is being discussed and what is being said. Once you realize that the discussion is going off track, or there is dead air and there is no other additional inputs coming in from the business stakeholder, that's when you go back to your list and go through it to find another question that is still unanswered. You use that question as another discussion opener. You keep doing it till all your questions are answered. Once these questions are answered, you have enough information about the topics, enough to give you an idea that these are things that can easily be converted into requirements and business requirement documents and function requirement documents, which can be handed off to the developers. Me being a developer to begin with can empathize with them, put myself in their shoe and try to go through my understanding, whether that understanding is enough to answer any basic questions that they might have. Of course, even after going through all these steps, they would have all kinds of questions, but you've already thought about them. That is